Child, I even hate the way you say the word, but that's just me, I guess. You ain't even gotta be deep, I guess. Ooh, girl. Let me see. What's mm, okay, I don't have you, honey. I don't have you. I have that. I have that, I believe. Don't need that. Who is this? You. Hollering for no reason. Okay, get into that. Okay. That's the word on the street. What is this? Uh-uh. No, thank you. Pause. This ain't even got nothing to do with Diddy, but we might get into that. Okay, okay, okay. Booze this out. This out. Get it, get it, get it. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Okay. I know this is late, girl, but I appreciate y'all being here because listen, it has been a long periodical day for me. I have been extremely busy today. I had a lot of things I needed to get done today. So your grace, late nights. Okay. I appreciate you all being here. Okay. I knew I wanted to come and chat about Diddy. So everything is not giving organized. Y'all know I be trying to put it together. But girl, we gonna finesse it how we finesse it, and we're gonna talk about Diddy a bit. There have been a lot of people that's come out and reacted and given their opinion to Diddy's video. Okay. A lot of people that have been under a rock. All right. There was a video that I can't even say it leaked, but I'll say CNN released a video showing Sean Puffy Combs, also known as Diddy, also known as P. Diddy, also known as Love. I don't know what the hell he gonna be called next sweet child because he keep changing his name up. He ain't changing up nothing else about his ass. But anyway, girl. So a video was released by CNN showing this man assaulting his ex-girlfriend Cassie, who also put the lawsuit out against him back in November for some of the crimes that he has committed against her. All right, she's been unable to get him criminally, and maybe that wasn't her intent. Maybe she was afraid, or whatever the case is. Statute of limitations has passed, but she decided that she was gonna sue that ass. And I'm here for it. Hit no motherfucking pockets, Cassie. Okay, hit him again. Get one for me. Come on, Mimi Faust. Remember when Jocelyn was beating the shit out of Stevie J in that conference room in that therapy session and Mimi did not move, baby, and she went in the confessional and said, get him again. One time for me. Like that's yes, hit no pockets, Cassie. Get him again. But yeah, so that video, which was not a funny matter at all, we saw him assault her on more than one occasion in that video, which was terrible. And it was running through my mind, like even the day after, I was still thinking about that video because I was just like, wow, I can't believe like he really did that. It's one thing to hear stuff about a person and then to like actually witness it. Whew. Child would never want anybody to go through what this young lady has been through with this man. So yeah, once this video came out, there was absolutely no denying it on his part. And girl, I was sitting around waiting on the attorneys like, where the hell is y'all at? Cause y'all been out here coming out denying everything else. So where you at now? Where you at now? I know you got your coin. Where you at now? Come to the front. Where y'all at? So they said, Diddy, you're not gonna embarrass us any further by us speaking on your behalf. So what's going to happen is we're gonna need you to come to the front and acknowledge what the hell is really going on. And so he had came down with his best acting skills, which really wasn't giving that good because we really saw through it and it really wasn't hitting the way that he thought that it was going to hit. Um, and he apologized to the people, and it was so whack, y'all. That was a whack ass. You could have kept it. Keep that shit. Now they're saying, I know I was questioning like, yo, who the hell is this man apologizing to? Because it doesn't seem like he's apologizing to Cassie. Seems like he's apologizing for the video getting put out, and then also apologizing for everybody else that happened to see it. So basically, he apologized for getting caught. But now they're reporting that he is not allowed to say Cassie's name, which is why he did not say her name in the video. It's given for me F dash, because I feel like if you're really genuinely sorry, you don't have to say a person's name for them to know that that apology is directed towards them, in my opinion. That he could have just simply said to the person in the video that I harmed, da, 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 as loud as you was on that stage of BET, talk about some, yeah, and shout out to Cassie for holding it down during the dark times, love. Like, then you could have given a better apology. But here we are. Okay, I really hate that for Cassie because she had to really like relive that moment. I really hope she got off social media, honestly, to where she didn't have to like see that. I know her husband was on there, but I hope that she wasn't seeing this all over again. Because it's one thing for her to live through it, then it's another thing for her to have to detail everything, reliving it again, detailing everything to her attorneys, and then got to turn around and see this video plastered all over the place. Like, that has to be a lie. And then people like excited to like react to the damn video. I'm like, girl, what? Yikes. And then, I was really shocked that YouTube let a lot of people play it because, girl, they really be, okay? Well, I know I had got me a cute ass strike on my channel when I had showed somebody like Wop Baba Loo Bop. You know what I'm saying? But it was two guys, when I had showed the Wop Baba Loo Bop. And they said, Wop Baba Bam Bam, girl, we finna shut it down, okay? And so I was like, well, you won't have to worry about me no more. So I was surprised that, so many other creators have been able to like show that video or whatnot. But honestly, I'm glad that I did not show that over here. So y'all have to go out and find it, child. But listen, so I'm gonna get into some of the stuff that I have over here, and we just gonna check it out and see what these people talk about. But before I get into that, girl, I gotta see what the hell. I have to see what the hell is Chelsea Handler over here talking about when it comes to Kevin Hart and Monique and stuff. So I'm gonna play that so that we can get into it. I gotta switch my audio up real quick so we can check that out. Okay, we gotta switch it over and check that out. We're gonna get into that. Um, but yeah, I want to see what's going on with this situation here first, and then it was something else I was gonna tell y'all, and I can't even remember. What I was gonna tell y'all, but y'all already know what to do. We have almost 300 people in the video, in the live. So make sure you guys come on in and like up the video, support the channel. If you're not subscribed, you're welcome to subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? That would be great. I'm trying to see if it was something else that was on my mind that I was gonna tell y'all about when it came to Diddy. I don't know. It'll probably come back. But anywho, before we get into that, I do want to see, child, what the hell is Chelsea Handler talking about? The caption says Monique speaks on similarities she noticed between her and Chelsea Handler after seeing Chelsea speak during Kevin Hart's Kennedy Center Mark Twain Prize special. What is this about? So y'all know I want to check this out. You feel what I'm saying? Like, where is this, honey? Let me get this audio up. Let's see if we can see what she's talking about.
Here's how great Kevin is. He said, no problem, Chelsea. I got you.
Let me cut it up for y'all.
I'll just get you a gig on my movie. I said, great. Behind the camera, in front, I don't care. I'll direct it if I have to. He said he'd even help me fill out the paperwork. I was so excited. He said, I got you, Chelsea. I got you. I got you. And that's when I learned that if you ask Kevin for a favor, you can always count on hearing these three words. I got you.
I'm hollering.
And then you can count on never hearing from him again.
Then when he came back with, I got you, I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, I'll executive produce, I'll partner with you. I said, good Kevin, because we're in a deal with Endemol. And we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication. That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him. I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again.
And here's how great Kevin is.
It's not funny, but it's funny. It's not funny, but it is a bit funny, bruh. Kevin is he's a fast talker. I got you. He reminds me of someone. He reminds me of an old acting coach that would love telling people, I got you, I got you. But then when it would just be me and my acting coach. My acting coach wasn't really fucking with them people for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? You ever had a person that be like fake in front of people, and then when they get, when they not around that person, they tell you how they kind of really feel? It was one of those type things. So it's like I could see that in Kevin. I could see Kevin being fake as hell. I got you. I got you. Nah, you good. I got you. I got you. Fake as hell. He don't fuck with you for real. But here's the thing, though. I do believe that Kevin be doing too much. Matter of fact, let me read this. She says, "Hey, my sweet babies, what are the odds that both Chelsea Handler and I would share the same experience with Kevin Hart, but we're both lying, huh? I love us for real." First of all, when did Kevin become your enemy? Can somebody remind me? Because I don't recall. And Monique, you always making somebody your enemy, but I guess I suppose the issue with you is the fact that you were expecting to get some money because he said, or at least you were expecting a production or something to happen. And it never went. And he said, I got you, I got you, I got you. Okay, I get that. I do feel like he's a fast talker. I do. I really do believe that. I think he's a finesser. I think he fake. But also, at the same time, I think that you jumped the gun in your situation, Monique, because you didn't even wait. You didn't wait till you had the necessary paperwork or anything. You just automatically jumped to, he got me. You hurry up and call somebody else on the phone. So I feel like that's your bad in a sense. Like, yeah, he said he got you, but you should have gave him the time to really show you that he had you, and you didn't. You just ran off trying to hurry up and secure whatever you was trying to secure, and it blew up in your face. You was the one left embarrassed. Okay, so I mean, that's just how I feel about it. I'm like, girl. I mean, child, weak ass honey. Now you trying to pull Chelsea over into it. I guess. But he does strike me as that person. Did she say that? Did Monique say that they had called Kevin and asked him for a favor? Did she say that? Like, or did Kevin just offer them the money? Maybe he offered her the money and then also offered her something, offered her, an opportunity or a role or whatever the case was. But he also gave them some money and they took it. Or did she ask Kevin for the money and Kevin gave them the money and then she gave it back?
Asked Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, I'll executive produce, I'll partner with you. I said, good Kevin, because we're in a deal with Endemol and we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication. That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him.
Kevin is shady for that, though. I have to say, he is shady. If you're going to say something and give somebody your word, follow through, because that's whack. Now, I did hear what some people say they felt like Chelsea was joking, and Chelsea probably was joking, and that would be a gag, honey, if Chelsea was joking and she was high-key throwing shade at damn Monique. Girl, that's messed up, ma'am. That's messed up if that is the case. But I don't think whether she's joking or not, it takes away from the fact that I do feel like Kevin was wrong, but I also feel like Monique jumped the gun. So, wah, 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 wah. Good luck. All right. So where I was at, first of all, y'all, I have to give a shout out. I have to give a shout out to the Art of Dialogue on motherfucking Twitter. When I tell y'all I love their page. Cause they have what I need when I need to get to it. Cause all these little tabs I got open that y'all can see, they about already got everything like already here on a page. Everything that I wanted to get into, I'm just gonna go right here, and we just gonna get into it right here to see what the people have been saying since Diddy dropped this lackluster apology.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video.
The lies.
I'm disgusted.
This how you know he acted, because that's what actors be doing. Some of them, not all of them. I'm disgusted. And then look to the side. Boy, if that ain't no goddamn act, did y'all see this? I'm disgusted. Like the look away. Get the fuck. The look away. This right here. That's the look away right there.
I'm disgusted.
Do y'all see this? I'm disgusted. What? Terrible.
I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab.
Child.
Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness.
You ain't getting it. So don't ask.
I'm truly sorry.
Talking about you trying to be a better man every day. Was you a better man when you had sat up there and said that everybody was up there lying on you? You remember you had said that? Remember you had said enough is enough? Cause it was given what that girl, enough is enough, boy. Nuck if you buck, boy. That's the energy that you was really over there giving. Okay, when you was saying enough is enough, you was over there knucking and bucking and knocking people the hell out is what you was doing. And you better be glad that the statue has ran out on your ass. So they can't do that to you right now. But child, it's terrible. But we gonna keep going, all right? Because it looks like Roger Bond, who is a former bodyguard. Now, I think this may be the man that came out a few months ago about Diddy. But then also, is this the same? Because there's been so many different bodyguards speaking out. But I think this is the same guy that came out and was trying to also do a GoFundMe for his son or something like that. So I'm like, well, is you trying to speak out against Diddy or you trying to get help for your child? Which one? What's happening here? But either way, they're saying Diddy's former bodyguard, Roger Bonds, says Diddy must have been sorry for years and years because Cassie and Kim Porter were not his only victims. Okay, so let's get into what he says. He says, I guess you sorry, and it was at rock bottom for years and years because you was whipping not only her ass, but Kim's ass too. All right. Well, he says you were whooping not only her and Kim's ass, but others too. Let's reflect. Harlem to Hollywood soon come. Then he says, I wish Lady KP was here to get an apology. Please remember who I am and where I was, but I know you was at rock bottom then too, huh? Oh, let's not talk about Gina Vaughn, or however you say her name. That NDA don't stand up against anything illegal. Oh, that was rock bottom too, huh? Harlem to Hollywood coming soon is what he said. Sir, let me tell you something. See, a lot of y'all that's coming out that have been by Diddy's side and now all of a sudden y'all want to condemn him. I'm not. I hear you, girl, and we gonna talk about you. But I don't give a fuck about you, to be honest, high key, because you sat right there and you watched this shit happen to these people. And you did absolutely nothing. Now, I don't know if it was because you wanted proximity to money, fame, or whatever, money, power, respect, or whatever his song is called. I don't know if those were the things. But then now all of y'all want to come out when y'all been over here enabling and supporting the behavior. That is the gag for me. We'll hear you. But we ain't really hearing you because you ain't talking about shit for real. Because now you want to be vocal. I guess you vocal because you feel like it's safe to be vocal now. Maybe that's what's going on. But okay then. Let's do what you do. All right. So this young lady here is Cassie's close friend. According to her, Tiffany Red, she calls out Diddy after his apology video. Now, Tiffany Red has done some other videos, I believe, where she's called out people. But I thought that was more so pertaining to her not getting, I guess, the proper credit as a writer or something like that in the industry. So, yeah, I think she's called people out before, but now she has more to say. So I do want to hear what she has to say.
Cut it out, Puff. Cut it out. So you were disgusted back then, you're disgusted now. So let me ask you a question then. Was that the last time that you did that to her? Was that the last time you did that to any woman? If you're so disgusted and you went and you got all this help and you feel whatever, and if that's the case, why did you say enough is enough and say that she was lying? Say that all the things in her lawsuit are not true. That incident was in her lawsuit. I remember that incident because I was around. Remember? I remember her telling me about how you spent $50,000 to get rid of that video. Watching that video the other day was crazy because I thought no one was ever going to see it because of you. And now you're sorry? Really? Cry me a river, bro. You're not sorry. You're sorry you got caught. And I'm glad you don't want forgiveness because ain't nobody giving it to you
I
over
know that's
here.
real.
You know what you did. You're fine with your behavior. That's the bottom line. That is you. That person on that video is part of you. And that part of you needs to atone, needs to take whatever is coming to you because you have already sown these seeds. Take your punishment like a fucking man. Talking about you sorry. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, y'all just heard what she said. I don't think he's sorry either. And this whole I've been going to therapy. I don't believe none of that. I don't believe none of that. What that man talking about? Because you still, I feel like you created a space to where your son still felt comfortable putting out that stupid ass diss track, only to further embarrass y'all family. You would have been nipped that in the bud and got that together. We would have never heard that shit. Honestly, if you had gotten the work done that you was supposed to have been got done a long time ago. But anyway, girl, let's keep going. All right. Let's see what Mr. Umar is over here saying. Okay. He says, I'm not going to give this too much energy as we have far more important issues to address than what happened 10 years ago. First of all, you starting off stupid as fuck. I'm sorry. Like, we have far more important issues to address than what happened 10 years ago, but you stay bringing up the fucking past whenever you trying to make a point. Are you out your goddamn mind? And clearly it can't be too far in the past if she just had a recent damn lawsuit. Okay? This is credible to the lawsuit. In my personal. I don't like that. Y'all don't want to stay on the subject matter long because it's making y'all good old boy look a fucking fool. That's what it's giving. Let's keep going, see what else he's talking about. However, this isn't the end for Diddy. TD Jakes will help him set up his own mega church. Baby, not a mega church. Who's going to attend? But you know that's what they love to do, honey. They love to run to the pulpit and hide behind it. That's what be killing me softly. They love to run there and hide behind it, child. But hide behind the congregation, hide behind the Lord, and that's where they be committing most of the damn crimes in my personal. Okay? Goes on to say he will be saved and baptized. Now, baby, I can see that happening. I can see that happening too. Trying to but you know the Christians gonna forgive anyway, cause that's just how he is, okay? And still gonna be running amok in the palace. Goes on to say, and will probably make more money as a pulpit pimp than he ever has as a mogul. Puffy will. It's the pulpit pimp for me. Because it's a lot of pulpit pimps, for sure. Puffy will rise from the ashes, #born again. I don't like his messaging here. I don't. Give me 1 second here. I don't like his messaging because I feel like you trying to slick condemn him, but at the same time, you high key supporting him too. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. #born again. It sounds like you slick giving him advice on how to beat this and get through it. Like, hey, do what you need to do right here. Go ahead and link up with TD Jakes. Have you ever been swallowed? Let him swallow you up. Okay? And then make you whole again. Put you in the pulpit and show you how to pimp these people out. Shut the hell up. Shut up. I can't. You pretty much giving this man advice. I cannot. I don't like that. I don't like his message. I don't like the advice that he's giving because that's slick what he was doing. He probably was trying to be funny, Keisha, but I ain't. The only thing that was funny to me was a pulpit pimp. That's the most of a chuckle I got. Outside of that, I feel like he giving him a hint on how he can overcome this. But you know, let us keep moving. Let us keep going. Let's hear what Luenell had. Not Luenell, baby. This is giving 7 minutes. And girl, I'm finna add your speed up. Okay, and I'm sorry, y'all. Hope y'all still can understand what she's saying when I speed her ass up, because this is very long. Okay. Comedian Luenell speaks on Diddy abusing Cassie in leaked hotel footage and says if Diddy was caught on camera beating J-Lo, he would be in jail. He sure goddamn would, because they had too much money behind J-Lo. And J-Lo was controlled by other people. Now, this is before, I don't know what this lady finna say. But J-Lo was controlled by a whole different group of folks that invested a whole different type of money in her. You better believe that ass was finna go down. But as far as Cassie, Cassie was under him. And that is another way, in my opinion, that he was able to get away with a lot of stuff, because she was under him. But that's just what I think. You know what I'm saying? So, and yeah, that's what I think. But I don't think he would dare do that to Miss J-Lo. But I also think she learned her lesson with that whole situation that happened in that nightclub. I think she got the hell out of Dodge. And I think that her people was in her ear telling her to get the hell out of Dodge. I feel like she only rocked with Diddy the same way the Kardashians was rocking with the black folks in the beginning, okay? Just so they can get a piece of their audience, okay? Just so they can be appealing to the black folks. That's the real reason why, okay? He was with her because that's probably more of his damn preference, to be honest, but she wasn't with him for the same reasons, okay? Miss Girl was over there for clout. I'm not saying I blame her, okay? She was over there for clout, you know. And I think that Diddy probably tried to put some, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to put some of that control down on J-Lo, and it just wasn't hitting in the same way, because he couldn't control her how he controlled others. You know, most of the women that he's been with have been isolated. You couldn't do that with J-Lo, because J-Lo was already a bigger name. Well, I ain't gonna say a bigger name, but she was growing, you know, and she already had her people. So I think it would have been difficult for him to try to control her. I think it could have been like a contract situation or a contract relationship, and maybe he fell for her or whatever. But yeah, I don't think he could have even tried to do this with J-Lo, honestly. But that's just what I think, child. What do I know?
This Diddy shit. First of all, y'all will believe when we say that black are the most disrespected, underserved, underbelieved women in society. You can be, if Diddy had a smacked J-Lo like that and drug her down the hallway, he'd have been in jail 8 years ago. If he did that to a snow bunny, which is a white with blonde hair and blue eyes, yes, that's the term we use sometimes. I said what I said. If Diddy had done that to a snow bunny, he'd be up under the jail. But men can do anything they want to black. Part of it, and women have been getting their asses for years, not just black. There's a bunch of white out there too. They serial ass. Latinos, Asians. There's men, women. Men on women. Women, regular women, stud brown women, men, women. The fact that we beat each other on TV don't help things, ladies. The fact that you support shows where women fight don't help things. Still no excuse. You need to believe women when they tell you some shit the first time. And now you wonder why women don't report and don't report and stuff. Because don't nobody believe us. It don't matter D.H. Reed. It don't matter what nationality she is. Men being women. Now, you know, there's just some, now a hood rat who's been raised in a violent home, who thinks that getting smacked around is some form of love, may entice a brother to do something to him sometime. That mouth can be slick and vicious. I don't think that was the case with Cassie. And don't forget, she was 18 when she got with him. So where's your parents to say this fool is too old? He wasn't 18, 28, and damn near 35 or something like that when he got with that girl. You know, I ain't never about man, I ain't never been slapped, and I done said some slick ass shit that probably could have got somebody slapped. But you know, it's just so much easier to walk away and not catch a case. What he did to that is, if I was Cassie's mother and I saw that video, I would be so hurt. But you know, I'm sure they must have known something before the video came out.
Bitch, I can't get past your nails being too long that your ass can't open up this motherfucking salad box. I don't ever need no nails that damn long that I cannot open up my salad box. And I'm not judging you about using your teeth or however, girl, get it open how you get it open. But it was the fact that you couldn't even use your damn hands because them nails too long.
Sometimes these people sell their children out for the benefit. Some people will sell their kids out. Come on, Jessica. See, right. Some parents are selling their children out. They're pimping them out. This is not news. I have some.
Can I say this? I just thought about something. Why, when I think of Diddy, I'm starting to think of Drake, y'all. I'm thinking about how Cassie, and I'm wondering how old was Ryan Leslie, because I don't know, back when her lawsuit was going on, it was mentioned, I don't know if it was mentioned in the lawsuit or in articles, that she was dating RL, which was Ryan Leslie. She was dating him. And I think she was like being managed by him of some sort. And then somehow, I guess Diddy wanted to work with her and pretty much iced him completely out. So I don't know how that happened. But Diddy pretty much snatched up his girl. And then you had, he was working with Al B. Sure at one point, with Uptown or whatnot. And then Kim Porter was with Al, what's his name? Ain't it Al B. Sure? Quincy's dad, okay? She was with Quincy's dad. Next thing you know, Diddy started dating her. And I feel like that has happened at a later time with someone else. Now, we already know him and 50 Cent don't get along, and then he started dating 50 Cent baby mama. Like, that sounds like some shit Drake used to do or does. Remember how all the people was calling him out? We just saw this whole beef battle going on with him and Kendrick, and just a lot of conversation has been around it. Like, Drake be trying to, like, when he ain't cool with somebody or whatever, he try to go and smash on a girl. And I'm like, why that make me think of Diddy just a little bit? Y'all might have more in common than what the people think. Okay, because according to Kendrick, forget nigga, he is 69 guy is what it's given. Okay. What he says, certified lover boy, certified petter. I'm just telling you what this man said, because I didn't say it. This is what Kendrick said about you. So I don't know what y'all may have in common, what y'all got going on. I believe people tried to put the ST allegations out there on Drake, same way they got it out there with Diddy. So I don't know. Maybe you tried to pull a Diddy move, which is why Diddy slapped the dog out of you. I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? Because let Kendrick tell you a shapeshifter. Okay? You have tried to connect yourself to a lot of people to shift and morph. Because you ain't got no identity for real, right? I'm just telling you what Kendrick said. And maybe you tried to pull that stunt with Diddy and be like Diddy, and Diddy wasn't having it, so Diddy monkey slapped the shit out you. You know what I'm saying? And then Diddy want to sit up here and talk about something. He was down bad. He was in a dark place. Was you in a dark place when you took your ass over there to USC and picked up that weight and got into it with your son's coach? And that was just about 2 years ago. Sir, no, you lie. That hallway you in is very long as hell. It's dark as hell. And it's very long because you seem to still be in it. Talking about I was in a dark place. So, baby, I'm not going to play with you. But I just wanted to highlight the fact that as this stuff has been coming out, I have been seeing the two of them have a bit of similarities. The D's and the D's, okay? That's what it's giving.
You know, they better open up that Kim Porter case. Now they're going to say that it's beyond the statute of limitations. They can't prosecute Diddy for what he did 8 years ago. What's the statute of limitations when you get your ass whooped on film? I also heard he paid $50,000 to the Intercontinental Hotel employee. Or they didn't pay the hotel. They paid the employee.
I love how messy she being on this line.
Who was in charge of the security tape to give him the tape. But yet, here surfaces the tape. So did the employee make a copy before he sold it to Diddy and get the money? Where did they come from?
The raid from Diddy house, along with
That was
other
8 years
evidence
old.
that they can't show us.
Who had the tape for 8 years? Oh, why they not in jail? There ain't no statute of limitation on an African on film in my book. I feel so bad for Cassie. She married now. She got children. She living her life. But she said, I'm gonna quietly stand up, and this shit gonna stop. Right, but they sure didn't have no statute of limitation on Bill Cosby. Baby, I just hope that me and mine are never in a situation like this. And by the way, there's no age bracket for getting your ass whooped. This ain't a young girl situation. There's plenty of old women getting their ass whooped weekly, right now, this very second, for nothing.
Luenell funny as hell, bro.
Well, you don't work there no more because the hotel is closed. It's non-existent.
Luenell got a whole motherfucking fork in her hand, and this bitch is using her nails. I'm done.
You can watch 40. You can
I
watch
am
Dateline
done.
2020 all day long and watch men stabbing. What is the problem, guys? Why is y'all so broken? What happened? Why don't y'all love women no more? If you want to go do other shit, go do other shit. Leave women alone. And women, you should not want to be with a man so bad that you take any old kind of shit. Right, a lot of people don't tell them. Well, my niece and I were talking, and she said that after that ass whoop, 2 days later, Cass was on the red carpet with him, acting like nothing happened. Bruised up, nobody said what's wrong. You know what they say, if you see something, say something. Now me, I'm all in your business. I'm just to be like, what's that? What's wrong with your eye?
Bitch.
You fell down the step. And you only hit your eye?
Girl, this lady here is a mess. And I was wondering, when she was on that red carpet, I'm wondering what year. Y'all know she had the short hair and she had the bang covering one of her eyes. I was wondering if she was hiding like a black eye or if that was just her style. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if she was hiding a black eye. I'm so glad that girl got away from him. I don't know how she did it, but I am so glad. So glad she got away from his ass, okay? Here go Dr. Umar again. Dr. Umar calls out people for not speaking out against Diddy when there were stories of him breaking Kim Porter's nose. Okay, I mean, I'm here with you, Dr. Umar. I'm here with you on this. And questions whether Diddy would face the same backlash if Cassie were a dark-skinned black woman. He says, I also wondered this. If Cassie was a dark-skinned black woman, would Diddy be getting this backlash? Y'all don't go this hard when dark-skinned black women are done bad every day. We need to make sure that any man who does this to women, is held accountable. I don't know what that any, but he says, but as for me, it's especially African black women. There were stories of him breaking Kim Porter's nose, but since it didn't make national news, ain't nobody caused no fuss. But off that, the cops that killed Breonna Taylor, we let off the gas. The cops that killed Sandra Bland, we let off the gas. Okay. I'm with this message. I can get with that. I don't know why, because I'll be honest and say I don't know what they heard in the industry, but as far as Kim Porter's nose being broken and her slicing his wrist, I learned about that recently. I think in the last, probably 2 years, because I dang sure didn't know nothing about it before. And he takes a photo where he's doing this, and I think it's like a vote or die post or something. It was for something, and you can literally see the cut, like where it healed. Right there where she cut his wrist. So I believe that there is definitely truth that he broke her nose and they got into it and she cut his mother wrist. I do believe something went down for sure with them. And yeah, I just agree with that statement because I've been wondering too, all these bodyguards and stuff want to start speaking or whatever. And it's like, we don't care now. But then now I do have a question. Because this one guy that always does these interviews, and I don't know his name, but I know what he looks like, but it's not the Roger Bonds guy. It's a completely different guy. He does all these interviews all the time. And I'm wondering if he has been doing these for years and people just didn't believe him. Just like when Gina came out with her story against Diddy and she sat down with Tasha K, that was in like 2018. I'm sure nobody believed her. Right? And then she didn't help the case, I suppose, because she went back with him. Because he had her mind like that. But yeah, so I'm like, maybe these people have been speaking out, but it's just taking a while for them to, you know what I'm saying, for people to actually hear them or something. Either that or y'all just ain't been saying shit. Don't be trying to say that. Okay, Gene Deal, that's his name. That's him. That is his name. He has done a lot of talking when it comes to Diddy. He has spoken out a lot. And I guess he's been doing it for years. So I don't know if it's that people wasn't believing him until now or what was going on. But yeah, that's him. I don't want to get into Freddie P. I think it's very clear that Freddie P cannot stand Diddy. Let me see what the guys on the pivot say. Ryan Clark calls Diddy a bitch when addressing the hotel camera footage. Oh my.
First thing, and we need to be honest, like Sean Combs is a bitch.
Yeah.
Right? And I think the men who are around him and knew he was that, they bitches too. I do have two little girls, and we sort of got into the conversation when he was brought up by Floyd Mayweather, and some of the things he was saying is like, no, if he did those things, he's a monster. Mm-hmm. If he did those things, he should rot in jail. And it's not to say that he should be in a place to where he could never be forgiven. That's between him and God. That's between him and Cassie. But we can look at that as men and say that some things you don't get to come back from. And the video is so telling, right? Because she's escaping, right? Like she's not, it's not one of those things where you're in a situation where you could tell somebody, hey, I'm leaving you, or hey, I don't want to be here, and you can walk out and not fear for your life, right? Like you watched.
Somebody asked who this. I believe this is Ryan Clark of the Pivot podcast. Yeah, I think they used to talk about sports mainly. So I don't know if they pivot to talk about other things, but I remember Simone Biles' husband going on this show, and it was a lot of, outrage about, the sit down he had with them. But yeah.
TV shows where people running from war and running from things that people are trying to kill them, trying to hurt. That's what that woman was doing. Right? And then he pulls her down and he's stumping her. Bro, I'm a grown man who is perfectly fine defending himself. But even if I'm fighting somebody right now that I dislike, I'm not going to fucking stump you on the ground. And it brings into mind like all the other whole shit he's ever done publicly. All the ways that he's used his power, all the ways that he's disrespected people and treated people, and you let him do that because of his power. And now you know that this woman has been living with this for years. And those bruises heal, right? But emotionally, mentally, the trauma that she's experienced, and then to come out after all these years and finally have the courage to say something about it, to do something about it, to in some way try to recoup some of your dignity, in some way try to recoup what he took from you. Now you got to hear everybody in the world doubt that you ever went through those things. And when you look at some of the affidavits and read some of the things of the civil cases, you can look at those things and say, you know what? He's just in some way perverted. Maybe those things aren't things that broach illegalities. Maybe some of those things aren't things that are immorally wrong. But to beat that woman like that, someone who's clearly scared of you, someone who's clearly in fear, someone who's clearly afraid, and you think that make you a fucking man? And so for me, there is no coming back from it. For me, there is no it's ever going to be okay. For me, all our prayers, all our thoughts should be with that woman. All our thoughts should be with her husband, who in some way is going to have to try to help that woman heal from what the fuck that man did.
Exactly.
And I think it's a lesson to all of us that we definitely want people to be innocent until proven guilty. But we have to be fair in the way that we assess it and understand that two people are going through it until we know. And more than anything, a lot of times something has happened to these women. They're going through something, and we have to be fair to them to wait and to at least know that this or that happen before we start calling them liars. Before we start defending people just because we have the same melanin in our skin. I will never in any way defend him, vouch for him, give him any sort of grace when it comes to this. He owes that woman, all women, his children, Kim Porter, the past mother of his child, because we've heard shit about this man forever. But to see it like that, to see him stomp that girl out, and then want to be in front of people acting like he loved her, acting like he cared about her, when she's walking around in fear, bro, it's one of the more fucked up things I'd ever seen. And he is a bitch to me forever. Period, point blank.
Period. And that's how a lot of y'all need to be coming behind the situation. A straight up BITCH is what it's given. 1000%. That him sitting like that video, y'all, it just it replays, like, it's the audacity, as he was saying, to grab her by her neck, throw her on the ground, stomp on her more than one time, drag her, and then take a vase. It was just how he was sitting down with the intimidation. I can relate from a past relationship. The way he sat there with the intimidation, I can't. Taunting her, I can imagine what was being said in those moments, and intimidating her, making her feel even more afraid, and then taking an object and then throwing it at her as if what you already did to her was not enough. What kind of rage do you have going? Like, what is really going on? Because I feel like to do those things to her the way that he did, like, you hate her. You hate her. I don't understand that. To do what you did to Kim, you hate her. And Misa don't even like his ass. I don't care what nobody talking about. I think Misa play nice, but Misa don't even like his ass. And I hate to say it, y'all, I don't. I'm sleep waiting on the day that Misa be like, and for your information, Justin ain't even your motherfucker. That's what I'm waiting on Misa to say. I'm waiting on Misa to say that ain't even your motherfucking child. But anywho, I don't think Misa like him. I think she's been wanting to air his ass out for a very long time. I feel like she may hold things. She may be more reserved with what she says because of her son. But yeah. But then also I'd be like, is it dad or Diddy gonna tell the world that ain't his kid? Anyway, child, that's just what I be thinking. But she probably holding reserve, you know. She's probably being more reserved about what she says because of her child or whatnot. But fuck him. He don't be caring. So I want you to air his ass out. Because Misa been, Misa been around before Kim, before all of them. Because I believe Misa was his assistant when she was in high school. She would go up to, I think when he worked at Uptown Records, she would go up and like assist and help out and stuff, like an assistant. And she became like, I guess, like a stylist or whatnot. And she started styling a lot of the earlier acts and stuff. And that's how her and Diddy ended up getting closer and so on. And so she knows him, in my opinion, like the back of her hand, like for real, like more than any of these ladies. So I feel like she got a ton of stories that she could share when it comes to him. But, you know, and I don't know how, you know, disrespectful he's gotten with her. I don't know if I would want to believe that he has, you know, done Misa the same way he's done everybody else, but I don't know. Somebody said high school. Yeah, high school. Yeah, high school. High school, child. Matter of fact, shout out to the people that got in my chat the other day. It was telling me about Lovely T. Shout out to Lovely T for doing her deep dives on Diddy. But you only can see it if you're a patron. I don't know if it's open or not for y'all to sign up. I don't know. You have to check. But I've been a patron of hers for some time. So when they told me that, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot she'd be doing them deep dives. I haven't been over there in a minute. Let me slide over. So I definitely got into part 1, and it's very long. And Misa was definitely, she said this out her mouth. When she was in high school, she used to work. Well, I think she was kind of like more so starting out like volunteering or whatever, but she used to go and help out a lot at Uptown Records, like as like an assistant, and then she ended up being like a stylist or whatnot. So, yeah. Now, when they started dating, I have to go back and see about that. I'm not sure about that part, like when they actually started dating. But I know that she was around in the earlier times. So she knows him better than anybody else. All right. So the people was dragging the hell out of Kelly Price, and I'm not really sure exactly why she was being drugged. I do know that Diddy put the video up, and he put the video up, and I know Kelly Price commented on it. Y'all know who else commented on it? Peter Thomas left a very lengthy one, and somebody sent it to me. Shout out to you. And I opened it up, and I had just ended my live. They sent it to me while I was on my last live because they wanted me to read it, but I missed it. So when I opened it up, I ended up closing it because I expected it to still be there. And I'm like, dang, I should have grabbed the screenshot. But I think when Peter wrote up under there, I think he was on some more God this, God that type stuff. I don't know if anybody else has gotten a screenshot of it. I haven't seen it on social media yet, but it's not up there anymore. I haven't seen it. So I believe that he started getting a lot of responses. So he decided to delete it altogether because he didn't want to be on the blogs again, getting dragged again, is what it was given. But he left a post about as long, if not longer, as Kelly Price did. But we're going to get into what Kelly had to say. So let's check this out real quick. So Kelly Price says, "It is my sincere prayer that the power of the Holy Ghost overtake you." I don't even want to read no more, girl. It is my sincere prayer that the power of the Holy Ghost overtake you. Y'all get on my nerves, girl. Y'all get on my nerves. Y'all get on my nerves. God is somewhere like, now why am I in it? When he had a chance to put me in it to prevent him from doing what he doing, he didn't think about me. So why y'all putting me in it now? This man just came down to social media and used God and played in these folks' face. And here you go talking about the Holy Ghost overtaking him. Let him tell it. The Holy Ghost did overtake his ass when he sat up there and went to rehab and therapy. So he say. The Holy Ghost must have overtook his ass too when he sat up there and said, the stories they're putting out there about me, they're lies. Yeah, they were all lies. Come on, Carly Red. Only for us to find out that it's actual factual. And still, you take your ass over there to his page to put this up there. After this man just played in our face. And played in the Lord's too. Let's keep going. Maybe she probably gonna make it make sense though on her video, but let's keep going. She says, "It is my sincere prayer that the power of the Holy Ghost overtake you so that you not only have a change of heart, but a change of mind and a change of direction. I have seen you at your best and at your worst." I'm confusion because it is something that happened past tense. And he's saying that he healed from that past tense. But you're speaking about it in present tense and wanting him to have a change of heart, a change of mind, and a change of direction. I am confusion. Let him tell it he's already healed. And the Holy Ghost has already overtaken him. So I'm just confused. Like, why? So she says, "I know what you're capable of being when you are at your best despite the seductions of this industry." So the industry made him do it. Am I reading this right, y'all? Because I could be tripping. Y'all know I trip sometimes. But girl, what? She said, "I want to see you and I want to see you soon to create this in this business. But I need you to pray and I need you to receive from the Most High. I need for those prayers to take place sincerely. You are a unique talent and both sides that represent light and darkness receive you anxiously. Do you know who God is? Lean not until your own." I guess you meant to say lean not unto your own understanding, but all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Bitch. Like, girl, I can't take it. I can't take it.
the first thing, and we need to be honest.
I can't
Like,
take it. He didn't even come and see about you when you was over there on your deathbed and you had went vacant. I ain't gonna say vacant, but you had went, ghost in a sense, and nobody knew where you was or how you was doing. We was trying to check on you and stuff, and then here you go run it down to the social media, get in the comments to try to get this man a prayer. So when he already told you he done seen God, touch God, talk to God, and then everything with the Lord already. So therefore he is healed. So we don't even understand why you coming to the front to give such anointing in the comments. Girl, let me press play. This is long. I'm finna fast forward you too, because I know you finna be very long-winded.
I came here to say this. I do realize that when you put something out, you leave it up to the person who hears it or sees it. It's really up to how they choose to comprehend it. Some of you got it, some of you did not. I could give you the whole religious thing, which if you are a real Kelly Price follower, you know I'm not church. I love God. Because
you can't, because these contacts is taking me down through there, ma'am. And I never thought I would be the person that would get older and be like, y'all need to stop doing these damn contacts. Jami, shut the fuck.
I stick with where there are humans, there is the opportunity for there to be lots of error, because we are all made of flesh, all born in sin, all shaped in iniquity, and we all have the capacity, if we allow ourselves, to go to a dark enough place to do some very horrible things. For those of you who got it, you don't need an explanation. I have not spoken about any of this stuff since it's come out. I don't stand with anything that is criminal.
Okay.
None of us can unsee what we saw. For those of you who got what I was trying to say, and I was compelled to say it, I don't need the clout. So for those of you who are saying that, you're the one who's inside my life, so I guess you need it. It was really more of a warning. Like, when it's all said and done, we're body, soul, and spirit, right? So if someone has a problem with alcoholism or drugs or whatever it is, if you put them in a 90-day program and they feel better at day 45 and they check themselves out, the work has not been finished. The work has not been complete. I simply said to him, because I believed that he would hear it, that make sure, I was pretty much telling him, do the soul work. So it wasn't, oh my God, I'm praying for you. Why are they trying to drag the black man down? You've not seen me out here on that. So for those of you who tried to make it that, you need something to harp on, and I get it. Do what you got to do to make your life feel important. I don't need to.
But I feel like this, though. You are coming to the front to explain, what your messaging was saying. But my thing is, how do you know he's going to interpret it in the way that you think that it should have been based on this explanation? How do you know he's going to interpret it as you're explaining it now? He's probably going to read into it like a lot of other folks read into it. Pray, pray, pray. You need to pray about this. Talk with the Lord. Get closer. Jesus, God, all of, versus do the soul work, because I feel like you could have made it simple and made it plain just like that. I don't think the people would have slacked off you either way. You damned if you do, damned if you don't, in a sense. But I think that you probably could have made it just more plain. Hey, do the soul work. We hear you talking. I don't like how you handle that situation at all. You dog is wrong, especially a man with daughters. You need to do the soul work. Don't be coming down here just apologize. Like, I feel like you could have worded that differently, and then you trying to drag certain people for dragging you. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? You want to clap back. They came at you, girl. You got every right to come back at them folks, because they didn't interpret it as you felt that it should have come across. But how do you know he is going to interpret it as the same way as well? You don't know that. You probably gonna have to explain this very thing to, this is what I was saying, Diddy. But okay, girl.
Do those things. I actually do real things that leave a mark in this world, which is the reason why you actually know my name while you're trying to drag me. Okay? I really was telling him, do the soul work. Do the soul work. Because there's nothing that therapy, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, whatever the case may be,
nothing that your
they can
message
give you
said,
steps
ma'am,
to try and not repeat the behavior. But if you don't get your soul right, there will not be real change.
Ma'am, that's all you had to say.
The proper definition of repentance is a change of heart, a change of mind, and a change of direction.
That's what you should have said too,
I was basically telling
ma'am.
him, you got to change your heart, you got to change your mind, and you got to change your direction. If you know God, you say you know God, you want to know God, you want to do better. I simply was saying that he had to do the work. The rest of you went on a harp. You went off on this thing.
Because they didn't get that from your message,
I pick the
ma'am.
side of righteousness. I don't care who it is. There's no amount of money that's going to make me, there's no person in any position that's going to ever make me be okay with doing something to someone else so horrific. We live in a world where people thrive off of this stuff. Y'all have a good time jumping online, talking to people like they crazy that you know you ain't gonna ever see in real life, and if you did, you definitely won't have that energy. I keep telling y'all,
I agree with that shit.
See, and if you see them, you never know how when you walk up on them how they're gonna respond.
1000% true.
We have keyboard thugs. This is the thing.
1000%
we don't hold each other accountable
true.
enough. You saw what you wanted to see, and if that's how you understood it, I'm gonna let you see it that way. I told him, do what you need to do to get your soul right, brother. It's up to the courts to decide what they do with him legally. I have nothing to do with that. But in the end, he's still gonna have to see God. He's still gonna have to see God. And whether he lives a long life outside of jail or the rest of his life in jail, I'm talking to a person and telling him, get your soul right. I was not fist in the air. Go, Diddy, go. That's what y'all tried to make it be. You're bored this Sunday. By the way, I just had a most beautiful lunch with a colleague. It's been a good day for me because I refuse for trolls and people who have lesser understanding to decide how my day is going to go. You know what I am praying? That he got the message, that he saw it, and that he chooses to do those things.
He's an odd man.
I could have came on here, all Jesus-y, preachy, he without sin, let him throw the first stone. We all know that. What we all got to remember too is, you know, we can't ask God for forgiveness if we can't forgive others, but I didn't bring that here either. You decided to misconstrue what I said, and that's on you. He needs to go to God. He know what he has to do. Because the reality of it is when you're in right standing with God, God won't allow you, when you're really in right standing with God, he will not allow you to walk around knowing that you have done horrible things to people and not go back and make it right with them. So for the people who understood what it was I was trying to say, I was not up this morning being a Diddy cheerleader. I used my voice to someone who, for nearly 30 years now, if I had something to say, he would listen. He listened because I didn't party with him. He listened because I did not hang out with him socially. His nickname for me when I first started working with Bad Boy back in the 90s was, there goes the church girl. Everybody knew I just wasn't about certain things. Okay? So if your only way, you say, I need relevance, I'm sorry, sweetheart. My songs will be playing the day that the world blows up. So no, I don't need relevance.
Hey, she ain't like a girl. I'm still going to be playing it.
I still have a roof over my head. I am very, very, very well taken care of. I was just as angry and as shocked as all of you were when you saw what you saw. If you don't want to hear what I have to say, Purple Heart, get the hell out of my live.
Ooh.
I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with you. Get out my nose,
now, you just said that you wasn't going to sit up there and let nobody dictate how your Sunday go. Now you done cuss the people out down to the live. And y'all do need to get out there, lady knows. It's
if
just
I had
a little
it to
song.
do again, I would do it again and hope that he would do what he needs to do. When you are in right standing with God, he will not allow you to walk around knowing that you have hurt people, knowing that you have wronged people. He's not going to let your soul rest.
And he looked like he is not resting.
So I just, you know, for those who get it, I wanted you to get it. And that's that. Anybody that still, you know, wants to feel the way you feel, you have that right. You do have that right. You do have that right. But I'm going to leave it at that. Funny thing is that everybody that has all the advice to me on how I should handle it, you go do what you're telling me to do. You go do what you're telling me to do. You make that call. You see if you can get in the room.
Oh, not you alienating the people.
I'm very, very grateful that I can go to God when I know that I have effed up. I really am grateful to know that I can go to God when I've effed up. And again, I hope he does what I've advised him to do. Of course, I pray for victims. I know what it is to be an SA survivor.
But see, the people may feel a way too, Kelly, if you left a message under Diddy's page and you did not leave one under Cassie's page. The people may feel, I'm just telling you why the people probably also was upset. I don't know if you left one over there and I ain't been over there to look. Okay, but if people hopped over there and didn't see you send no love and prayers to Cassie, but you over here telling this man to pray then they may feel a way about it. And I think that how you came off in this video, I think it makes more sense, as I was hoping you would, for 12 minutes of this video. It made more sense in this video than it did in that post. Because in that post, I didn't get none of what you was talking about. Get your soul right. That's not, I didn't read that part, ma'am. But we appreciate you coming to explain that portion.
But somebody got to start getting to these people, because clearly therapy is not enough. We got to start combining all of the resources that God has blessed us with and combine their attributes.
Ma'am, he did combine, ma'am, he did combine all of the resources that he had, and he used those resources to come against and inflict pain, ma'am, with the resources that he did have, ma'am. So what else do you want him to pull together? I'm just wondering. Diddy sat in that interview years ago in Breakfast Club, and I can't remember what that question was they asked him, but he said he wanted souls, is what his response was. He wanted souls and wanted people to feel a certain way and this or that when they listen to music. Now you over here telling him to get his soul right. He wanted everybody else's soul, but wasn't focused on his own soul and making sure that was right. This is terrible.
Do better. Okay. I love all y'all, even the ones of y'all that don't get it. If I got a booger in my nose, I wish you were here that you could pull it out, since you seem to keep looking at my nose, but it's a pretty nose. Yeah, God bless y'all. Happy Sunday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I will enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I don't have any hate towards anybody. It takes a lot of energy to hate. If I don't rock with you, I just don't rock with you. At the end of the day, nobody gets to decide whether I make heaven other than God, the righteous judge. He gets to make that decision. So while you out here trying to drag me through the internet, you know, try to make sure that when you close your eyes for the last time, that you'll be standing on the right side of God's decision making. I said what I said, and that's it. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Right. That's what that right there. I'm like, girl, that's not right. That's not the same thing, ma'am. That's not getting your soul right, ma'am. That's not it, ma'am. That's not it, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. She done came back. Somebody says, I'm glad you speak up. You speak it up, but if you knew this was going on and you kept quiet, you were a part of it too. Okay, and this is the girl we just listened to. This is Cassie's close friend, Tiffany Red, who came out speaking on the abuse that she was aware of based on what Cassie told her. And now somebody clocking her like, hey, you also a part of the problem. Okay, because you knew what was going on, but you didn't try to help her. So let's hear what she got to say.
So what exactly do y'all expect for me to have done outside of be there for her in these moments? Like, the people that are like, you know, oh, you speaking now. How the fuck do you know what I did then? You don't, because you wasn't fucking there. Also, holla at me the next time you go up against a world-famous, influential billionaire who has more resources to shut you down than anyone.
That's a good point.
The next time you go up against somebody who has never been arrested and convicted of shit. Somebody who's been indicted for allegedly shooting someone in the face in New York in a nightclub and getting off. There was a shooting at Chalice Studios a little over a year ago, and the LAPD did what? What the fuck do y'all expect me to have been doing? Also, let me give you this nugget. We have a friend who was hung from Cassie's balcony. You know why? Because this person was there for her. So miss me with the, what did y'all do then? You don't know. Things we can't speak of. But trust and believe, the people who have tried to protect Cassie have fucking paid for it. So all y'all with this shit, shut the fuck up.
So this may be something that the bodyguards may use as an excuse as well, because of how powerful he was and possibly signed the NDA, which is why they haven't come forward and said anything themselves, because now they may feel more empowered since everybody is up against him and he's in hot water. Also, I will add to her situation, I do believe that sometimes when you have friends going through those situations and you want to speak out, they may tell you things in confidence, tell you not to share. And if it were made known that these people knew, just like she said, the guy was hanging over the balcony, so they could have gotten, dealt with, or things could have gotten worse for Cassie, because clearly Cassie, was not mentally at that place to leave. And she did note throughout her lawsuit that there were different times that she would, get away, but then somehow mind control Debo, she's back, back with the enemy, because that's what it is. But I'm so glad she finally won and done and got the fuck away from him. Let's get into Sean, because Sean did come to the front and he says, I vehemently denounce the repugnant behavior of Sean Diddy Combs captured on the video, in which he is seen physically harming Mrs. Cassie Ventura Fine. There is no place for violence against women anywhere on the planet. As a father of a precious daughter, a global citizen, and the next prime minister of Belize, I want absolutely nothing to do with people who engage in this pattern of diabolical behavior. First of all, Sean ain't been wanting to do with Diddy for real since he came out. He may have used him as a piece of celebrity for him to get whatever role he did get out of prison, but I don't think Sean wanted anything to do with him. And I'm wondering, if violence is no place against women anywhere on the planet, why you let that man convince you to take that bid for him? And did he provide you the money he was going to provide you when you got out? Why? What had happened with that situation there? Somebody clue me in. Goes on to say, my prayers are with Cassie and all the other victims who have come forward with horrendous allegations against Mr. Combs. This is him trying to make sure he further separates himself from that, because just not too long ago, Sean had to come out. He was doing a press conference or something and had to be very clear about some things, where it seems like he was trying to disassociate himself from Diddy. So I think every chance he gets, because it's going to always, this part of his reputation is always going to supersede him, I think that he's going to always take every opportunity to, distance himself. But that's a part of your story. But okay, honey, good luck. What else is going on? Y'all, this
right, man?
He looks so down bad, y'all. Because it's not as clear. Diddy said, Diddy tired, baby. Okay? Diddy, it went from can't stop, won't stop to please stop. Please, just go. Please, ma'am. Please stop. Please leave me alone. Baby, talk about...
Are you doing all right, man? Everyone's worried about you. You okay? You all
he
right,
do
man?
look like you want to cry.
Appreciate it, man. I hope you're
It
good,
ain't
man.
funny.
Have a good Sunday.
All right, cheers. Diddy, we're just trying to figure out what's going on, that's all. People just want to know if you feel sorry, if things are gonna, what's going on with that. I'm sorry to bug you. All right.
Love.
Oh, I thought you was talking about the L
All
you
right,
took.
you too.
Oh, it's love. Okay, well.
You think people will forgive you, Diddy?
Baby, don't make me hit the floor. You see this man walking off and you over there gonna ask this man, you think the people will forgive you, Diddy? Now see, y'all people be so messy. Y'all paparazzi folk is so messy. Oh, I'm glad I wasn't with him. I would have hollered. It ain't funny, but it's funny. Okay? This man telling you to leave him alone. You gonna ask him that one final question. You think the people will forgive you, Diddy? Don't go. Come back. I can't. Let me see what Breakfast Club over here lying about today. Because wasn't y'all just like Team Zitty to the zit-itty?
The video is actually worse than what Cassie describes in the lawsuit.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I think honestly, the video is light compared to what she what she went through in the room. Because if you look at the video and the way he threw it to the ground and the way he throwing things at her and all that, her just trying to get away and her laying there like almost freaking lifeless. You know what I mean? Like, imagine what happened in the room and how somebody can be so functional like that, extremely drunk. I don't think that he was that drunk. He managed to not let that towel slip. He managed to do all of that with one hand.
Yeah, and the fact that he didn't care about any of that.
Didn't care.
You running around in a hotel with a towel wrapped around you,
and and
assaulting a person at an elevator. That's a different level of insanity.
It's disgusting.
It's definitely disgusting. She didn't try to defend herself and probably couldn't because of what happened in the room.
But not only that was his girl, right? That was the person that he said he loved, and she's laying on the floor lifeless. She wasn't moving,
and you still kicking her.
Like it was just.
It was definitely disgusting to see. After the video was released, the Los Angeles DA's office released a statement explaining that even though they do find the video disturbing, the statute of limitations passed, and they won't be able to charge Diddy with anything. After the video took over social media, Diddy shared a video to address it.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry, but I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
You can't believe anything that comes out of Diddy's mouth.
Absolutely.
Oh, now you
he's
can't.
Not sorry. He's sorry. He's got caught.
Yep.
He's sorry that the video leaked.
Absolutely. Okay. That's what Cassie legal team said.
If that video hadn't come out, he'd still be lying right now.
Yeah, because he said that it was like for a play. Like early on, he was saying Cassie and the other women that came forward with these claims, he denied everything, and he suggested that his victims were looking for a payday. And but Cassie's lawyer said he only felt like he was compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false, and that just shows that he's pathetic. And no one will be swayed by his disingenuous words.
Yeah, why volunteer to lie? Why go so hard to tell folks that you're innocent when you know that there's evidence out there like that exists?
Because obviously he thought he owned that evidence.
Yeah,
because in the court documents that he paid $50,000 for that video, so he probably thought it would never come out. He probably thought he owned the tape. Why would you still
be holding on to the video? Like, you think you Cane in Menace to Society? Like, what the hell is you?
I don't think that came
that
from him.
says a lot about his ego.
Probably sold him that video. Probably had another copy. You know what I mean? I don't think that that came from someplace, and it's Cassie said exactly where it was, the time, this. So they probably went searching for it. So they probably found it.
Well, that hotel is closed. That hotel ain't even open no more.
Oh, you sure?
I'm positive. That hotel closed up.
I thought they said they had new representation. That's new people that
but even if they have new representation, they don't have old footage from the hotel. Like that's gone.
Somebody got that footage from somebody. And that's 8 years old footage, 9 years old footage.
Yep. So, that is just with the mess with that. The whole situation is just really, really crazy. Because do y'all know how many videos about to be out? I really foresee so much other things that's about to leak. So many other videos that he probably done paid for, and other things that will come to surface.
That's why it's silly to put out an apology, right? Like you put out an apology, you didn't even apologize to anybody.
Nobody.
That apology was just for your ego,
not to Cassie.
And I don't know, for your brand, I guess. But that's over. That's a wrap. So that was pointless. But it's like you said that you've done the work. The best apology is change behavior, right? We all know that. Right. Clearly, the behavior hasn't changed. If you've been lying to us this whole time up until this past Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah. So, that's that, y'all.
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was really disgusting.
That was very disgusting. Absolutely terrible. I hate to have seen her go through that. It was something else. Let me click through this stuff. We got to her. Oh, yeah, the statement. Combs, this is from Cassie's attorney. Combs' most recent statement is more about himself than the many people he has hurt. When Cassie and multiple other women came forward, he denied everything and suggested that his victims were looking for a payday. That he was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false shows his pathetic desperation, and no one will be swayed by his disingenuous words. First of all, the fact that Cassie's attorney came out to say this, y'all, is confirmation. We already knew he paid Cassie out, but this is really confirmation that mother paid him. He gave them some coin because she damn sure came back dragging him. And this apology also, when you just hear the audio and you don't watch the video, it definitely sounds like, let me go ahead and get this over with. Let me go ahead and take the accountability so we can move on to the next thing, honey. Hopefully somebody else will drop a bomb and they'll stop talking about me tomorrow or something. That's what it was given, child. They are alleging, I'm not sure how true this is, but Pop Crave is alleging that Peloton is going to be removing Diddy's music from their classes. I wonder, is that like am I seeing anything yet? Nope, not yet. I need an official statement from I mean, I feel like Radar Online is pretty valid. Okay, and they just came out with that today. So, and they just dropped this at 8:30. So, I mean, I do trust Radar Online. So they're saying Diddy's music scrubbed from Peloton as company cuts ties after Cassie's assault video. More is to follow. I do know that New York is considering taking the key from him, the key to the city from him. I'm wondering if anybody is considering taking awards back. Like BET, whoever gave him awards, what was it, last year before last, 2022, whenever it was. I'm wondering if they're going to snatch any of that back. Along with, who is it? I think the governor of New York or whatnot. Let me see. I feel like that was up here. Oh, here it is right here, actually.
And given everything that's developed, you've been very outspoken about breaking the cycle of domestic violence in New York City. And given everything that's developed over the weekend with P. Diddy, what are you thinking about possibly rescinding the honor that you gave him last year when you presented him with the key to the city?
I think all of us were deeply disturbed by watching that chilling video of the young lady being assaulted by him, and the committee and the team. We've never rescinded a key before, but we are now sitting down to see what the next steps forward are going to be.
So you are considering it?
We are taking everything under analysis, and the team will come back with me with a final determination.
All right. You've been very outspoken about breaking the cycle of domestic violence.
Child, this is definitely the beginning. When she dropped that damn lawsuit, definitely the beginning. And you know what's crazy? I can't feel bad. You know, not only witnessing what he did to Cassie in that video, but just his history of taking from his artists, signing these people up only to shelve them and take rights over their music, basically literally using them. And I don't know, it just kind of make me, and I might be being a little extra on this, and that's okay. It might be giving a little bit of a reach, but I'm thinking about slave days, child. Had them folks out there slaving and stuff, and y'all out there profiting off of it. Okay, using their good body to get done what y'all don't want to do and profiting. I felt like you was over there using them folks' talent, their skills. They in there slaving away in the studios, and you the only one to make profit from it. I think that's fucked up. So I don't feel bad for that at all. When I think about what you've done, I just, You did it to yourself. You haven't always been that great of a person. And didn't think everybody's supposed to owe you something. But he came into the game like that based on what I've read watched over there on Lovely T's documentary so far. Like, he came in the game with that type of arrogance and stuff, you know? So he's always been like that since he was younger. And as the more he got money and stuff, the worse he got. Is what it seems. The more power he got, the worse he got. You couldn't tell him, especially if he feel like what he was doing was working. You really couldn't tell him nothing. And here we are. Somebody created a monster, child. Diddy's former bodyguard, Roger Bond, says he witnessed Diddy act violently towards Cassie and Kim Porter 4 to 5 times, and details a situation where Diddy smacked Kim in a car at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
The actual level of violence has been very shocking to people to watch any man do that to a woman, particularly a very high-profile man doing it in such brazen public manner in a public place like that was even more shocking. That he had no compulsion about doing this where there may be cameras. But was that indicative of Diddy's general behavior towards women?
In my light, I would say yes. In my light, I would say yes. It didn't surprise me when I saw it because I've seen things to this nature before. I've gotten in between things of this nature before. And this was back in 2012. So that's why I was so adamant on what I said yesterday after he posted that apology, because it comes a time where it's like, you can't just say anything you want to say and think that people going to accept it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a God syndrome, you know? The same way that he's been in a lot of trouble before and you could pay your way out. He knew those cameras was there, you know? But of course, as we heard, he came back to the hotel and he paid to get the footage, but didn't know, which Cassie said inside her complaint, that they gave her a copy of the footage also. You know what I'm saying? So when you go through life just paying your way out, I really feel like he wasn't sorry about that. Yeah, he might be sorry now. He's sorry that he got caught. But if that was a one-time incident, then I would say accept his apology. But I think in that apology, he said what he thought people wanted to hear.
How many times did you personally witness him be violent towards women?
Around 4 or 5 times.
And was that all with Cassie, or was it Cassie and other women?
I seen him with Cassie, and I seen him with Kim Porter, his kid's mother.
Right, who's now sadly no longer with us. But what did you see him do?
I've seen him get physical. I've seen him get really physical, grab him up. It was one time that Cassie mentioned inside her lawsuit where she said she had to go over to the London hotel. I was the one that was checking on her every day at the London hotel. You know what I'm saying? So I know that to be true. I seen him get into some wrestling and punching matches. And sometimes I felt like, what are you mad at? What are you upset about?
Right.
Because it's a deeper anger when you hitting and punching a woman in that type of manner. And it's okay. It's understood if you have a problem with one woman and you seek things. But when you have a problem with every woman that you're dealing with, then I think that problem is inside of you.
What did you see him
Even
do
if
with
it's
Kim
just
Porter?
one, it could be in him.
I seen him inside the car, grab her up. I seen him smack her, you know. And one thing about Kim is Kim got to the point where she fought back because she realized how powerful she was. It was one incident on Sunset Boulevard in front of the Beverly Hills Hotel where I just seen the car rocking back and forth.
Come on,
you know,
Tina.
Of course, he put everybody out the car, but I seen the car shaking, so I opened the door. I said, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? You see where we at, and what are you doing? And Kim got out the car like nothing happened, and she fixed her hair, and she told him, she said, I want to see you explain to the media that scratch I'm going to put across your face if you put your hands on me again. And that was Kim's attitude. Kim's attitude was she realized that what he had to explain meant more to him than anything. And once she realized she had that power, she said, nah, not no more. Because you're going to have to explain why you all marked up.
Kim got smart on his ass. I know that's right. I know that's right. My question is, again, has Misa, the first baby mama, ever experienced any of this? Yeah, it definitely was giving Ike and Tina in the car when Tina beat the shit out of Ike. Okay? And Tina said, come on. Come on. I know that's right. Oh, Roger then came back again. Let me see what Roger talking about here. Cut this volume down some.
Yo, to everybody who don't understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, y'all could send all the messages y'all want. Y'all could send all the threats y'all want. Y'all could call me old. Y'all could call me whatever y'all want to call me. It don't bother me. As long as you don't run up on me, and as long as you don't invade my space, we cool. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I don't know y'all. Half of y'all, most of y'all puff don't know y'all just dick riding and standing up for a nigga who could beat up your mother, beat up your sister, beat up your daughter, beat up everything. Yeah, That's a lot of reasons why I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? But don't say that I didn't speak up, and don't say I didn't come between them. Read the lawsuit before you come at me and say, yo, you did this, you did that, you didn't do this, do that. And all you washed up niggas, y'all could save it, man. This is for the women's, period. This ain't even for you niggas that's saying slick shit to me, because none of y'all niggas that say slick shit to me straight up and down.
Ooh.
And if y'all niggas willing to meet your demise over a motherfucker you don't even know, then you know how to handle it.
Okay. Well, that's what he said, child. Now, I do want to get into, let me see, because we got into that. I don't care about that. Oh, have you ever been swallowed? Let's see. Bishop T.D. Jakes speaks on DV during today's Sunday service. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. He over there subliminally talking to Diddy. Is that what happened? It's my first time listening to it, so let me see what he's saying.
A request that came in over social media that I happened just to see as I was coming to church. And the woman said to me, would you please pray for women who are living in danger in their own house? And there was something about the way she said it, and I know she's watching right now. There was something about the way she said it. It was a cry for help. And I realized something when I read what she said. As a father and as a husband and as a son and a mama's boy at that, when I saw the images that have been floating all over the news all week, it became difficult to watch. The atrocious, degrading, but I got a request that came in over demeaning, debauchery. I know who it was, but I saw my daughters.
You saw your daughter take that lady child?
I saw my daughters, and it made me angry. It made me angry. And I thought, if it affected me like that as a man, how much more is that image a trigger for women who have been through that, who are currently going through that, who are in the middle of that, who feel trapped in situations where you are being physically and emotionally and verbally abused. And it is possible to feel trapped and have a key to the door and still feel trapped in a situation you can't get out of. And it has, domestic violence has no particular color, age, or face. It can be sitting, demeaning, debauchery. I know who it was, but I saw my daughters beside you today. You can be churched, you can be unchurched, you can be educated, you can be rich, you can be poor. But let me tell you something before we pray. And it's not always the man. Let me tell you a couple of things before we pray. Both for the victims and the perpetrator. There's something you need to understand.
Wait.
If you got a rage you can't control, if you have an emotional problem, a mental health issue, where you're bipolar, and your kids get scared when they hear your car coming home, you got to get some help, dude.
Is he telling this man T?
You got to get some help. You got to come out of denial and get some help. If you're into substance abuse and it turns you into a weapon, you got to get some help. It's nice to pray, and we're going to pray in a moment, but let me beside you today. You can be churched, you can be unchurched. You can tell you something. I grew up as a young pastor. We were taught as young pastors, it was our job to keep people together no matter what.
Is he telling
That's what we were taught. So whenever people came to us as pastors, I'm in my early 20s or so, and they wanted counseling, I always counsel them, God can work it out, and God can fix it, and God can do that. And he can do anything. But he may have to do it at a distance. He may have to do it at a distance. If you are abusive and angry and hard to live with and bombastic.
Okay, I don't want to hear no more. Okay, y'all let me know. I'll let it play if y'all do. I'm over here focused on the comments because everybody thinking what I'm thinking. Okay, somebody says I don't want to hear from him unless he addressed the baby his daughter took. Okay, somebody else says he addressed this quicker than he did his daughter stealing that baby and him in them lawsuits. Okay. But it's given he was telling this man T just a little bit. Not, are you trying to say this man bipolar? Maybe you just speaking in general. But that's what he said. You know, he talking about he think about his daughters and stuff. Child, anyway, TD, honey. Anyway, child. I know you got on the phone with him later that day to clear some stuff up. But anywho, we got into that. We got into this. We got into that. Nikki Gilbert. Nikki Gilbert came out and had some things to say about the matter as well, from my understanding. Okay. She says, my heart breaks for Diddy's innocent children and all of our children. They are watching black and brown families destroyed in the media daily. This is what happens when culturally incompetent people who don't care about us have all the power. Nikki, I have to disagree. I don't think it's the media that's destroying him. Maybe the media, you're blaming them for this video being leaked, but ma'am, had he never done what he's done, there would be no things to talk about. That's all. Y'all trying to find somebody to blame it on when the person you need to blame it on is right there. Thomas in the camera. That's who you need to blame it. It's not the media, ma'am. It's not. I'm sorry. Maybe they was a bit salacious with dropping the video. Whatever, girl. The thing is, if he never would have did anything, it would be nothing for the people to discuss. What are you talking about here? I've watched for 30 years how bad behavior has been rewarded, and those of us who want to protect our children from exploitation and abuse are silenced and bullied. It's a sad fact that most people in this business are either cowards or don't want to mess up their bag. I do think that's true. A lot of people don't want to mess up their bag. They are being quiet. They're being careful about how they handle this situation. I get it. And I don't like that either, but whatever. And I feel like those are the people that's supporting him, Anywho, I also feel like there are some people that have been rewarded, hate to bring up what Dr. Dre has done, but yeah, Dr. Dre hasn't been that amazing of a person in his past, and he's received awards and even have a Grammy named after him, don't he? Something like that, I thought. So yeah, she's not lying on that part, but the first part I can't get with. Thank you so much, Asia, for the super chat. So, Bishop, are we just going to act like we aren't talking about your pal? Thank you so much for the super chat. Exactly. He's trying to be very subliminal with how he dropped his tea and say what he got to say. Okay? Very subliminal. She goes on to say, Nikki says, unfortunately, there aren't enough of us who care enough about us with enough money or power to protect us. So I will just continue to pray and use my platform to uplift and empower those brave enough to do everything possible to save our babies from coward culture. She says, dear Lord, your word is filled with accounts of miraculous protection. We claim the power of vulnerable children. Make your little ones, ones invisible to people who seek to exploit them. Whisper in the ears of the children to run and hide until the danger passes. Defend the weak and the fatherless. My question is, how we get to the children? Am I tripping? How do we get to the children? How that happen? Or are you talking about y'all grown asses that are the children of God? Like, how did y'all get to the children? I should have just stopped at your first message up here when you tried to speak on this. This is what happens when culturally incompetent people who don't care about us have all the power. They are watching black and brown families be destroyed. This man destroyed his own stuff. What are you talking about? Good night. Got into what Cassie's attorney said. Girl, we gotta see what Scrappy talking about, because they saying Scrappy goes off on Diddy. Wasn't you in the man comments talking about some live out the lie? So are you trying to flip it now? Let me see what Scrappy talking about.
And we could kind of look at it like, oh yeah, cuz got the two-piece that failed. He kind of lost it. But nah, cuz the way he did Shawty, that was foul, man. That was some real shit. And you can tell he was doing that shit for a long time. Because she was frantic. You know what I'm saying? So I don't be on that shit. Got my mother daughters. And I about my daughters, every last one of them, and my sisters. So fuck off with that shit, my nigga. Y'all go to them other mother pages that was cool with them, that y'all seen around and that knew that. You feel what I'm saying? Get out my mother page with that shit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Go to somebody else page with that shit. Diddy walk past me right now and take the fade with it. Just cuz. Just straight up. I'll take the fade with cuz. I don't care about no apology and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one for a woman to the dog shit out you and you say, oh, I lost my mind. And we could kind of look at it like, oh, yeah, cuz got the two-piece that failed. He kind of lost it. But nah, cuz, the way he did Shawty, that was foul, man. That was some real shit. And you can tell he was doing that shit for a long time, trying to on purpose bring it down. You ain't even got no proof. I ain't never said no shit like that. Never. So go find that shit. All y'all blogs, go find it. I'll sit right here. And if y'all find some shit, I apologize. But I guarantee you ain't going to find no shit while I'm saying Cassie was lying. Is that her name, Cassie? You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to never say no shit like that. Now I'm trying to on purpose bring it down. You ain't even got no proof. I ain't never said no shit like that. Never. So go find that shit. All y'all blogs, go find it. I'll sit right here. And if y'all find some shit, I apologize. But I guarantee you ain't going to find no shit while I'm saying Cassie was lying. Is that her name, Cassie?
It ain't funny. I'm trying so hard not to laugh at his ass. Because not you have this much anger and energy and you don't know the girl name, as big as this story is, and you over here talking about so damn, is that her name, Cassie? I am done with you. And you know, you can be over here screaming into this phone all you want to, but ain't nobody hearing you because you want to talk about your daughters and everything, but you didn't make sure that you was paying them bills according to your ex-wife, Miss Bambi. You wasn't making sure that your daughters had a secured home. So I'm not giving a damn about you talking about you being violent or putting your hands on or none of that. You was over there disrespecting that lady down to the house, not coming home at appropriate times, hanging out with your ex, the boo, being real disrespectful to that lady, and you want to sit up here and talk about your daughters when it comes to being, physical with women. Scoot back just a little bit, because Scrap, you're comical, honey. You are. He gave Diddy the donkey of the day.
But the bad boy is the staff, record label, and mother effing crew, because y'all been enabling this kind of behavior for a long time. And clearly, after watching this apology video, and I put apology in air quotes, y'all are still enabling him. But let's start from the beginning. On Friday afternoon, a video from 2016 was released to CNN. And in the video, it shows Sean Combs viciously attacking and beating his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. When I saw that video, I was disgusted and disappointed. Like did he need his ass beat? Like, I wish Cassie would have had a gun on her and would have shot him right there on the spot. That's my initial reaction, because that's how I always feel when I see situations like this. And then there's this weird sense of grief, because it is Diddy, right? Diddy is a hip-hop hero. He's an ordinary person who did extraordinary things. To sit here and act like the man wasn't a huge part of our upbringing is a damn lie. So there's this weird sense of grief, like another one of our heroes has ruined their legacy, and it's their own fault because of poor choices. A lot of different emotions. But then yesterday, Sean Combs decided to apologize. Now, when I first watched that video, I said to myself, Negro, please. Okay, he's not sorry. He's sorry that video leaked. And he's sorry he got caught. See, up until that video being released, Sean Combs was denying everything. Sean Combs put out a press release. They put out a press release, him and his team, that said, for the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. His lawyer has been screaming since all these allegations have come out that this is a witch hunt. Diddy is innocent, and these people are looking for a quick payday. You let your son put out that weak-ass record, Pick a Side, taunting the FBI, basically telling people, keep that same energy when the smoke clears. Diddy, you posted on your page, time tells all. Yes, it does, sir, and it has told us that you are a liar. Okay, this is what I mean when I say people wake up every day and just volunteer lies. Diddy, how are we supposed to believe anything that comes out of your mouth? And furthermore, why should we not believe the rumors of things going in your mouth when you out here volunteering bold-faced lies? You would still be lying to us right now if it was no video. You didn't even apologize to Cassie in the video. Nor did you apologize for lying that you didn't do what you knew you was on tape doing. So who was this apology for? I'll tell you who it was for. Diddy's ego, Diddy's brand. Diddy and his handlers are looking at this all wrong. You trying to salvage his professional career. Let me be the first to tell you, that's a wrap. Okay, you can't take away nothing Diddy has done professionally. Those records stand. You can't rewrite history. But Diddy, your motto was forever, can't stop, won't stop. It's time to stop. Okay, because it has stopped, all right? There's nothing else for you to do other than deal with the consequences of your actions. I don't even know what all the actions are, but you do. You can't run from yourself. You was trying to the last few weeks to run from yourself. Hell, you knew this tape existed since 2016. So you've actually been running from yourself for years. I don't care how many times you change your name. I don't care how many times you tell us you changing your frequency. The best apology in life will always be changed behavior. You can't tell us your behavior has changed when up until yesterday, you were still willing to lie to the people about who you are and what you have done. Diddy shouldn't be worried about the general public right now. In fact, you shouldn't worry about the general public ever again because that's over. The trust is gone. Thought I told you that we won't stop? You must have been talking about lying to yourself because that's the only reason you would still keep any of this going. What's the saying? Trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair. Diddy, you 54. Okay, you don't have forever. So while you still here, you need to be focusing on repairing your soul. You need to be focusing on whatever damage you have caused your lineage, your family, and other people. If you and your team are still sitting around trying to figure out how to keep the business going, if you're sitting around worrying about your professional life more than your personal life, then you just need to do us all the biggest favor and turn yourself in for who knows whatever other crimes you have committed that we don't know about because you can't play with God. Okay, you can lie to your family, you can lie to the general public, but you can't lie to God and you can't lie to yourself. And you know better. What happens when you know better but still don't choose better? You experiencing that right now, Sean. You was 46 in that video that we saw. You knew better, but you chose not to do better. And guess what? You can't run from yourself. Sean Combs, you've been running from yourself for a long time. That's why you keep changing your name. The drugs, the money, the liquor, the women, the nonstop party. That's all you running from yourself. But now, all that has come to an end. And if it hasn't, it better. Okay, you can't just keep changing the top layer. You got to do some real internal work, and you have all the money, all the resources to have access to the best everything. Stop spending the money and using the resources to attempt to cover up your lies, and start using the money and the resources to deal with your truth. Donk here today for Monday, May 20th. Flows Deshaun.
He ate the hell up out of Diddy. You ate that, Charlotte. Okay, I think we all on the same page with that one. You got him all the way together. And he definitely running from his damn self for sure with all of these different name changes. Okay, tied into the built-up rage that he has. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Amanda, for the super chat. This is who he is, point blank, period. Drunks may enhance it. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Girl, that's a mess there. Let me wrap this up with him.
Or somebody who was dumb enough to tell him.
All right, child, trigger warning. Because one thing Stephen A. Smith gonna do is yell and bust your motherfucking eardrums at this late hour at night. Okay? I have to apologize on his behalf, honey. So let's see what he finna yell at us about today.
Because I want to know first and foremost who the hell was the PR person or the advisor or somebody who was dumb enough to tell him to do that bullshit video. It's just dumb. Just dumb.
To tell him to do the BS video, you talking like the man went and created the video. You talking like he went and made some TikToks or something. What the hell is you saying?
But I'll get into all of that in a minute. Because before I go any further into my opinion, I want to show that of another person who spoke out. The one and only Ryan Clark, football analyst extraordinaire, who had this to say on his very, very, very popular podcast, The Pivot.
The first thing, and we need to be honest, like Sean Combs is a bitch.
Yeah.
Right? And I think the men who are around him and knew he was that, they bitches too. I do have two little girls, and we sort of got into the conversation when he was brought up by Floyd Mayweather, and some of the things he was saying is like, no, if he did those things, he's a monster. If he did those things, he should rot in jail. And it's not to say that he should be in a place to where he could never be forgiven. That's between him and God. That's between him and Cassie. But we can look at that as men and say that some things you don't get to come back from.
There are things that you don't get to come back from. And I'm very, very similar to my brother Ryan Clark from the standpoint that I believe America is the land of second chances. I'm usually of the mindset that everybody deserves second chances. Not rapists, not murderers, not pedophiles, but for the most part, I'm good with second chances. The problem is that doesn't apply here with Sean P. Diddy Combs. Because you see, the second chance is if you had come out immediately acknowledging that you were wrong once the accusations were first levied against you.
No, right.
Instead of excoriating those who were throwing the allegations out against you, like Cassie Ventura. The fact that there is a quote from just this past December, which you emphatically, adamantly, categorically denying there was any truth to what was being said, throws that second chance right out the window. I don't enjoy saying this. I've met P. Diddy a few times over the years, always cool with me. That apology was bullshit. It was embarrassing. I don't know who told him, who thought for a second that it would work. 50 Cent was on his Instagram page. Just go look at it. Saying the same thing. Who advised him to do this? This is bad. This ain't going to work. Because it comes across as inauthentic. Because there's literally proof via a quote from you denying everything.
It's the echo in the studio, sir.
Everything. And accusing your accusers of looking for a payday. There's so many questions that emanate from this. You settled the case in a day. That made you look guilty enough as it is. One day.
Okay.
One day after the allegations came out. They must have told you about the video. We still got questions about where the hell was the video all of these years? Who had it? Who ultimately released it? There's also reports about somebody being paid $50,000 for P. Diddy to get a hold of the tape. Well, damn, that's all? You would think you'd have gave up $50 million to make sure that tape never got out. And when we look at Ryan Clark, I'm not going to call P. Diddy a bitch or any other name like that. But I ain't going to stop anybody else from doing it.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm not going to malign them. You don't hit women when you're a man. You certainly don't kick them like you're kicking a damn field goal.
I hate that I didn't hear the rest of him yelling at us and getting Diddy together. I hate that. Lastly, this may be the last thing we get into. Wait, they just dropped this thing and tried asking Camron about Diddy. Said Camron wanted no part of the interview. Let's see what the hell done happened over here. Let me cut this up. Let me pause this and see if we can cut this up. Did this nigga disrespectful as I would have cut his interview, but I know you got to be real professional, ma'am. I know you do. This raggedy dog, I can't. I cannot. I cannot. He sat up here drinking whatever this stuff is, this clown juice that he has. Okay, because that's what he drunk. And then go turn around and talk about he finna go get some cheeks after this. Disrespectful as hell when you're on their platform. He could go. He can go. Because why would you even come on there like that? Why are you mad? Because of what your homeboy and got himself caught up into. I feel like if you go on this show acting like that, chances are it's because you have exhibited that same behavior and you feel guilty speaking down on him because you have also done the same damn thing.
I'm just going off what Mace said. Mace took me to Biggie. I don't really know Puffers like Mace no Puff. So I appreciate what Mace said, and of course, that's my brother. So if he felt that way, then he felt that way. I can't really tell you how.
Let me.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I mean, is there something known in the industry about how Diddy treated his artists?
So disrespectful.
So I'm going to get some cheeks after this horsepower joint. I'm just going off what Mace said. Mace took me to Biggie. I don't really know Puffers like Mace no Puff. So I appreciate what Mace said, and of course, that's my brother. So if he felt that way, then he felt that way. I can't really tell you how Puff moves or anything like that. Mace made no better than me because he was signed to Puff. I wasn't. But my show does come on at 8 a.m. Eastern on YouTube. It's called It Is What It Is. Y'all make sure y'all check it out.
It can't be what it is because you ain't saying shit.
Yeah, but for me to tell you how Puff acted all that, I don't know. I never was signed to.
Yeah. What about the industry in general? I mean, so many people have pointed out that Diddy couldn't get away with this stuff if there weren't a lot of people protecting him. Do you think that's the case?
Who's the talent agent for this joint? Like, you think I'll be sitting around watching what Diddy do and all this? I didn't know this was a Diddy joint. Like, yo, who booked me for this joint?
All right.
I'll be sitting around watching Diddy and all that. Yeah,
Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your time tonight.
You were so professional, ma'am. And I pray to God his ass gets dragged on social media tomorrow for the whack assness of it all. Whack and disrespectful as hell because she's doing her job. And if you didn't want to come on the show, then you shouldn't have came on the show. You already knew what it was going to be about. They was going to ask you all kind of questions about Diddy because that's the biggest thing. I'm sorry y'all couldn't hear him, but basically the first thing he said was, of course, he talked about the clown juice he was drinking. He was going to go get him some cheeks. Then she asked him a question about Diddy or whatnot. Matter of fact, let me just see if I could try and find it on, see if they may have it on YouTube of some sort. Let me see. They may not because it just came on. Okay, nah, I don't think they have it. It'll probably be out tomorrow or something. But she was asking him about Diddy and being in the industry, and he pretty much was like, well, you can't really ask me about Diddy because I don't really know about that man. Like, I ain't never really worked with him for real, so I don't know too much of what he do. I appreciate whatever Mace said about him because Mace is the one that actually worked with him, not me. Okay, so that's what he ended up saying. Can you hear it on this one? Let me see. Okay, let me see if y'all can hear it over here. Hold on, pause that. And let me know if y'all can hear it from here.
Wow, this is funny. Here we go.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I mean, is there something known in the industry about how Diddy treated his artists?
So I'm going to get some cheeks after this horsepower joint. I'm just going off what Mace said. Mace took me to Biggie. I don't really know Puffers like Mace no Puff. So I appreciate what May said, and of course, that's my brother. So if he felt that way, then he felt that way. I can't really tell you how Puff moves or anything like that. Mace may know better than me because he was signed to Puff. I wasn't. But my show does come on at 8 a.m. Eastern on YouTube. It's called It Is What It Is. Y'all make sure y'all check it out. And y'all might get some more information out of Mace from there. But for me to tell you how Puff act and all that, I don't know. I never was signed to him.
Yeah. What about the industry in general? I mean, so many people have pointed out that Diddy couldn't get away with this stuff if there weren't a lot of people protecting him. Do you think that's the case?
Who the talent agent for this joint? Like, you think I'll be sitting around
He think he
watching what
funny.
Diddy doing all this? I didn't know this was a Diddy joint that I was inviting you to. Yo, who booked me for this joint?
All right.
Wow, and I'll be sitting around watching Diddy and all that. Yeah,
Thanks.
man, come on, man.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your time tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me. You enjoy.
And thank you for watching Newsnight, Laura Coates Live.
A fucking clown. Do you hear what I say? A clown. If I've ever seen one before, it would be him. Him and his damn clown juice. A mess. So disrespectful. So unnecessary. So, matter of fact, I'm glad y'all said the Shade Room has it. Let me hop over there because I just want to see what the people are thinking. You know, a lot of people may find this to be quite hilarious over here on the Shade Room. So let me see what these people are saying in the comments. Somebody says they had to have told him what they wanted him to speak about, right? I mean, come on. Did he honestly think they asked him on CNN to talk about a YouTube show and something he's drinking on air? He didn't have to do our good sis like that. I agree 1000%. Somebody else says, prime example of how when people can't keep up intellectually, they act out, even at the expense of your fellow black woman. Anybody that thinks this is funny is just as lame as him at his big age. I know that's real. Somebody trying to defend it. If you don't know Cam's sense of humor by now, then I don't know what to tell you. How about we don't know what to tell you because we don't give a fuck about what the hell his sense of humor is about. We don't need your sense of humor when we're sitting over here asking you about real topics. That's not giving sense of humor. That's giving disrespect. And if you didn't want to come on the show to talk about Diddy, then you shouldn't have brought your whack ass on there. Period. He's a clown. And you probably the same person up here defending Cam, probably over there defending Diddy too. A mess. I can't. Crazy. Somebody says this was purposely done. Unlike Cam for a national show, even the way he was dressed, this is old Cam, which means somebody did something that he didn't forget. This was his chance to be petty Cam. Fuck all of that. F all of that. Well, whatever he thought he was doing, he actually made himself look stupid. Not her. Because all he going to do is make more people rally around her than it is for him. Period. Just lame. It's the people in the comments that's defending. Primarily males. Somebody said this looks like a skit. This person says, I really hate when y'all make me agree with certain white folks' opinions of us. Shit. Embarrassing. Someone says, I love the way the reporter handled it. Very cool, calm, collected, because Camron was definitely cutting up. But honestly, who really booked him for that? Cam don't give a fuck about Diddy and Cassie. He should have known what he was coming on the shore for, and I believe that he knew. I believe he definitely knew. He knew what he was coming off for, and he just wanted to be an ass. Period. Because that's typically all I know of Camron is him being an ass. Like, often. That's his personality, is being an ass. But lastly, let's get into Natalie Rubin, the woman who said that Diddy was the one that popped her in her face. Let's see what she has to say.
And our next guest has been sounding the alarm on the rapper for 25 years and says that his apology means absolutely nothing. In December of 1999, Diddy was with his then girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez, outside a Manhattan nightclub. There was a fight, shots were fired, and multiple people got injured. Natanya Rubin was shot in the face. She was taken to the hospital. Diddy was acquitted on 2 counts of criminal possession of an unregistered gun and attempted bribery. Natanya told me she would have the bullet fragments taken out of her own face if it meant that she could finally prove that it was Diddy who shot her.
Wow.
I talked with her moments ago to get a reaction to the now viral assault video. Here's what she said.
I was disgusted. I was disgusted at a very deep place, first and foremost because it validated everything we already knew and suspected. You know, it just made it clear and defined in a way that no one could deny. I was very saddened for Cassie because she had to be re-victimized by this thing being presented. She told her narrative, and for so many people, it wasn't enough.
So Diddy put a video on Instagram over the weekend, an apology of sorts. I want to play it for you, Natanya, and see what you think about it.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness.
What do you make of that apology, Natanya?
So it has zero value to me. First and foremost, it is the classic scripted publicist apology. I take accountability. I was disgusted. I went to rehab. I mean, how many times have we heard this narrative through the annals of time whenever a celebrity gets caught doing something?
I know that's real.
Or someone notable gets caught. It's the same narrative. Secondly, it carries no weight to me because he never apologized to Cassie directly. It was all about him. I'm disgusted. I hit a hard time. It was all about him.
You knew Diddy before you were shot. You had actually met him at least one time before. You knew how powerful he was. Did people call you out for stepping forward?
I got called out the entire time. There was a narrative that we should never speak ill of somebody in the culture or another black man. And, I was raised on cultural pride and racial pride. I believe in that wholeheartedly. But what I was also raised was to speak truth to power. That was the first lesson. And it didn't make a difference who it was. I always spoke up, and I'm not going to stop now. I got called out one time that I can remember that really, really has stayed with me, and it saddens me tremendously. This was when my face was still bandaged up, and my mom wanted me to get out of the house. I had been kind of like a hermit right after I got shot. And so there was a front cover story of me on the Daily News, and so those bandages looked very distinct. People knew who I was when I went outside. There were a group of my mom went to take care of some business, and there were a group of 7 people, I would say ranging from maybe 18 to 27. They cursed me out from across the street and called me everything but a child of God. You're trying to take down hip hop. You're trying to take down a good black man. You're trying to destroy the culture. How? I was a victim.
Child, that's terrible. And ain't a whole lot changing today. You feel what I'm saying? You trying to take down the black man. I don't give a fuck about the black man. He down there taking them ladies down damn through it. If you ask me. Whew. Somebody says, honestly, Camron was so disrespectful to a whole black woman who was just doing her job. Like, you have a whole podcast and demand respect from your guests as well. I'm sorry you had to deal with this. And they added her. Her name is Abby Phillip. Like, man, he lame as hell. Lame as fuck is what he is. Raggedy ass. Okay. Anywho, that's all that I got. I just wanted to come run my mouth for a good little bit talking about Diddy and everything that's been going on, get the responses and the reactions of some of the people and what they had to say to his apology video. He has been declared the donkey of the day. So Congratulations, okay, and good luck. All right, that's all that I have at this time. Make sure that you guys are supporting the channel by coming in and liking up the video, subscribing to the channel if you have yet to subscribe to the channel. All right, I thank you guys so much for being here. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here with me tonight, and I definitely appreciate it. Okay, that is all that I have for you guys at this time. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Drone.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mile. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden, they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick.